Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a deeper dive into the Alexander Isak situation and how Newcastle and Liverpool stand on trying to get this transfer done with nearly less than a week until the transfer window closes. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into today's video. Starting off with last night, Newcastle lost 3-2 to Liverpool. Liverpool went 2-0 up with Ryan Gravenberch and Hugo Ekitike, two very good goals. And then Newcastle fought back with 10 men after Anthony Gordon got sent off in the 43rd minute. It was a bad challenge on Virgil van Dijk, 48th minute, then Bruno Guimaraes scored a good header, but again Liverpool looked a bit shaky at the back, defending crosses throughout the game. And then William Azula scored, which was a good goal to get him level in the 88th minute. Then there was 11 minutes of stoppage time, and then with 1 minute left, 16-year-old Rio Nguma, I think it is, he stepped up and it was a really, really good finish. Obviously now this is sort of a new rivalry what's happened because of Alexander Isak and the way he's gone about wanting to leave Newcastle. But with less than a week now until the transfer window closes, you just sort of wonder if Liverpool are going to put another bid in. And I feel like if it's not even 150 million now, I still feel like Newcastle are going to accept it, because maybe if they reject Liverpool's offer, say it's around 130 million, then they're not going to bid again, because that is still an extortionate amount of money. But I feel like Newcastle are just wanting to get him gone at the minute, and they sort of need to get him gone because the way he's gone about this whole situation, wanting to leave everything like that, just feels like it's very toxic and he doesn't want to play for the club anymore. So it's like, if you allow a player like that to come back in, then it's sort of set an example that if someone does that and the transfer window closes, then it can just happen again and again and again until he gets his move. But I feel like if he goes to Liverpool, it'll be good for Liverpool, because obviously we've got Hugo Ekitike at the minute up top, who's started really good, 2 for 2 in the Premier League. But then also Alexander Isak adds a different dimension. He's already proven in the Premier League to be one of the best strikers. But yeah, I feel like he has definitely gone about it the wrong way, because the fans love him there and he was so good last season and the season before. Got a bit of injury towards the end. But a couple of Newcastle fans started saying that towards the last 3 months of the end of the season that he's dipped in form, but now they're trying to sort of pin that on. He wanted to leave and trying to move away even when he was still playing the season. So that's also another issue if you integrate him back into a team, that he just downs tools and not as good as he was. The Newcastle trying to get Yohan Wissa, but that he's going about it completely wrongly again with Brentford. Brentford want 50 million near that mark, and Newcastle, their 2 bids that were put in have been rejected. But Newcastle, if Isak does go, they definitely need a striker. They've just been linked to Vlahovic today, but I feel like they definitely need to get a replacement in before they go. And I think that's what Brentford are trying to do if they're going to let go Yohan Wissa, because obviously they're both key players in their teams. But Newcastle, if they get a striker in and he goes, I feel like they will do well in the league again, and especially in the Champions League as well this year. But if they don't, then I think we might struggle in the Premier League, because it's always going to be a tough year this year. We've obviously got teams who look like we're firing on all cylinders again. But saying that, City lost at the weekend 2-0 to Spurs. Happy about that one. It looks like Spurs are playing some good football under Thomas Frank, actually. The way they're setting up the press for playing football. But yeah, it started really good for Spurs, and obviously, unfortunately, started really well for Liverpool. But why I feel like Liverpool are going to win the league is because even though they're not playing at the best, defensively, they're still managing to get wins in and points on the board, which is what champions are made of, really. But also I get a feeling from Eddie Howe that he doesn't really want Alexander Isak to come back to a team, because he's just said recently that he's been preparing his team and all his energy into players that actually want to play for Newcastle. So that sort of says, because Isak hasn't been in a team and been training alone, that he doesn't want him in the team, because Alexander Isak obviously doesn't want to play for Newcastle at the minute, and I feel like he just won't play for him again because of the energy he's been giving off, and obviously he doesn't like his attitude towards the club now. But he's still got quite either 1 or 2 years left on his contract, so it's you've made that deal where you're going to give your hardest and everything like that towards a club for a long period of time, but you've just broken that. And obviously Isak said that the club made promises what they haven't done, so basically accused the club of lying, so that's just really bad on his part. But yeah, with less than a week left in transfer window now, I just wonder whether that move is going to get done, and if it doesn't, what happens then, because the Newcastle's still going to go and get another striker, even though if it doesn't get done. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that, because it's a really interesting situation and how they're going to go about it. My personal opinion is I think Liverpool are going to put another bid in before Friday, and so then you've still got time to process that bid and whatever. But yeah, I feel like the personal terms are like definitely going to be agreed because Newcastle, because Isak wants to go away from Newcastle. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.